Listen up. This is the Rich 12 Show.
Yeah.
Hey, and welcome to another edition of the Rich 12 Show. Thank you for joining me at this time. I do appreciate this. We got a lot to get into. I got a lot to share with you guys. So, hey man, this is what it is. This is what we do, and we gotta stick together. That's what in this time right now. So, hey. As I kick it off a little bit, first off, I want to say, Assalamu alaikum to the real Muslim community, with this whole talk with, Donald Trump, wants to put a ban on, Muslims, coming to this country. And, there are a lot of, Muslim people that, stand with the United States, that fights for United States, that bleeds this country like we do. And I feel that, with the whole terrorism that's going on. Now, first off, I gotta say, I am a Donald Trump supporter, whether if he runs Republican or if he runs independent. I believe he talks about getting the whole country on track, but if he can, I'd rather take my chances with him than any other politician. But his main concern is the safety of this country, and right now we're having too many terror attacks within this world right now. And if so, if he put a ban on just people just coming in the country, just not Muslim, but just put a ban on different people coming throughout the country, that can probably put a little security blanket here in America. I am concerned for the safety of not only for this country but also for the people, because these are people that are losing their lives, and we have to take that in consideration. All right. But, if you guys, disagree with me or got a comment on it, please, hey, let me know. I do read it, so you can hit me up at, in the comment box, or hit me up at rich12tv@gmail.com. All right. Second of all, this is the first year after Detroit been bankrupt. Okay, as you know, Detroit has, I don't know if you guys noticed, but it was a study case. I believe this was a study case of how they can make a city go in poverty, but this ain't, we kind of did it to ourselves as far as the politicians and officials that we had in office to run for our city government. But this is a 1-year anniversary after Detroit been bankrupt. And some of the main things that, this new mayor, after Mayor Duggan been in office, some of the main concerns were, better lighting in our city streets, better bus services, more trash pickup, and the blight that's in our community. And I guess these was the main focuses that can turn the city around. This should have been done before, but hey, there's still more concerns within the city government that they can do more for the citizens and the community. Okay, like number one, I say the healthcare. Yeah, they taking away people healthcare. Now this is, and I don't want to get too deep into this, but with the healthcare, I Obama done fucked the healthcare system up. Okay, he making people get their own damn healthcare when I don't give a damn if you was a retiree from whatever position or company you have have worked at, and you work so hard, you deserve your benefits, you deserve your long-term health care, whichever provider or company that you may have been with or worked for. And I feel that, with this whole Obamacare, that's one of the reasons why healthcare has been withdrawn. And that's why more companies are approving on the Obamacare, because they don't want to keep paying for people's healthcare. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's pretty much unfair. And especially with the Obamacare, it's too damn high. It's too much for the taxpayers. And how the fuck you gonna tax me if I don't fucking have health care? Fuck you, Obama. That's how I fucking feel. And that's another thing. When Trump get in office, he is gonna. That's one of the things that he's gonna reform. He's gonna take out. That's one of the reasons why I'm for him. But anyway, but like I say, it's been 1 year. Detroit been bankrupt, and the city hasn't been better within its eyes. It's being more ran more like a corporation wise, meaning is monopolized. Dan Gilbert got a big hand in it. Well, we know Mike Ilitch, they all, but Mike Ilitch and the Ilitch Enterprise, they are Detroit. But you got comers like, Dan Gilbert buying up everything and turning it into his business. So just, Dan Gilbert is pretty much Detroit now. Okay. And it's being run through his corporation, because it's not being ran like a city government should be ran like that. But I guess money talk, bullshit walks, right? Hey, when you got a superstar team like the Cavaliers and LeBron on your team, who could fucking tell you no, right? So, and then it's just it's fucking crazy. But this is what we see. Our population, as far as people living here, within blacks, it doesn't decrease very much. Our neighborhoods are still looking like shit, even though they are trying to tear down blight. But guess what? They're corrupting the city budget as far as with the blight too as well. So that lets you know that our tax money, they still doing it. They still doing the old original city crime that the politicians or mayors, the city officials, used to do. So Mike Duggan is still doing this. Mayor Mike Duggan is still fucking us over, y'all. And I'm sorry to use language, but he's still fucking us over. Okay, he's still taking our tax dollars out of blight. Like I told you, I did a show on it previously that he's been charging, high, but he's pocketing the money when it don't even cost. It only costs maybe $5,000, maybe less than that, to even tear down a bulldozer home, abandoned home. So, but with all the bullshit that's in it, our tax dollars is not being spent within the city. I told you all the restitution fees and everything what 36 has came across with the numbers that was over like damn near $300 million. Okay, where's that money leading back to? That's not leading back into the city. Okay, which it needs to be back into the city. But like I said, you have a lot of these corporations buying up, monopolizing Detroit. They are monopolizing Detroit. Dan Gilbert and a couple of other companies is monopolizing Detroit. Okay, once Detroit was all, just a few years back, was all predominantly black, but now, you have a majority of different races, multigrainy down here in the city of Detroit. All right. I know y'all heard about the whole new Chicago protesting and about the whole police brutality, police shooting, and we had a couple of police brutalities here. Like one, for instance, was at the Northland Mall. Security choked a boy in Northland Mall before Northland had closed about a year ago, and the security choked the boy and killed him. But the Rainbow Coalition was trying to protest it, but it didn't fall very well. Which I'm glad. I'm glad we don't have that type of attention here in Detroit, because we don't need that, because we're trying to turn that over leaf, but in a way, it do need it. It's all part of a play. That's how I look at it. And they want to spark up something, but I'm gonna tell you like this: they can't spark it up here in Detroit. But what I will say is there are a new generation of black activists, and it's gaining a lot of attention. And this activist group is called N.E.D. N.E.D. New Era Detroit. And pretty much they're promoting black power. Okay? Just like the Black Panthers. Okay? New Era Detroit, African American Civil Rights Group, is ran out of Holland Park. That's where they headquarters is at. Holland Park, Michigan. Holland Park is HP, represent Grand Street, whatever. But, like I say, Holland Park is in the city, inside of Detroit, right next to Hamtramck. This is the real Detroit. I'll give you a little highlights of it. They just established this group just last year on Marcus Garvey's birthday. New Era Detroit promotes black empowerment. New black groups in Detroit were created just the past 2 years to address concerns of the community and then philosophize the new African American groups. But they differ, but work together on common issues. Okay. And I gotta give them more power. They doing their thing. I want to say Detroit Era Group is one of the several new African American groups that was created of a younger generation of activists as a response to what they believe are attempts to push out and minorize blacks in Detroit. The white population in the city increased 25% by almost 14,000 people from 2010 to 2014, while the black population decreased 8.2% by more than 48,000, dropping from 82% of the population in Detroit to 79.1%, according to the Census Bureau. Okay. Whites still make up only 10% of Detroit, the lowest percent of any big city in the U.S., but the recent demographic change have caused concern among these brothers with this activist group. The future doesn't look bright for African Americans in the city of Detroit. So I'm giving my full support to these brothers you know. They are backed by, they are backboned by Reverend D. Alexander Bullock. Now, Reverend Bullock is the I want to say the pastor of Greater St. Matthews, which that was my mother's church in Harlan Park. It was Reverend Dixon's church. I believe he took over. Now, Reverend Bullock, you know, he has a strong background. He is a Morehouse graduate, and he stays strong within the city, stays strong in the community of the city of Detroit. And he is one of those leaders that if you put those issues in his hand, he's gonna take it in hand, and he's gonna rise with it. But these brothers, they on a different mission than what Chicago, or what you want to call it, Chirac, is about. I don't even know why y'all want to call it Chirac. We are the city. Detroit is the city with the most population of an Arabic group. If you come to our city, if you come to Detroit, you're going to see a lot of Middle Eastern people here. You're going to see a lot of Middle Eastern businesses here. You're going to see a lot of Middle Eastern themes here. You're going to read more Arabic language here than if you go anywhere else within the United States. So I don't know why y'all want to call it Chirac, because y'all want to kill each other up. That's just my opinion. All right. I got more. I want to get into another protest with the Muslims, with the Middle Eastern community. They protesting. It's real deep, y'all. Come back. This is the Rich 12 Show. This goes out to my city. Won't you believe? I believe to where we get back. I believe to where we stand tall. I believe never slip and fall. I believe always hold our own. I believe work in the zone. I believe tired of having no home. I believe never struggling. I believe please sing me a song. Detroit, we can bounce back. I said Detroit, we can bounce back. Today is a new day. We'll never look back. Like a Chrysler ass city will never be sad, because it's a brand new day in the city. This ain't Gotham Metro City. This is Detroit Motor City, where entertainers live, academy artists is. Motown music, American Division champs, Tigers and Lions, powers of the Pistons. Let's take a ride, cruise the city at night. Hope a renaissance, lit up bright. We got brand new businesses, auto industry, dream cruise, history in the street. Come and visit the spirit of the city. This is Detroit, and this is what we do. I believe to where we get back. I believe where we stand tall. I believe never slip and fall. I believe always hold our own. I believe work in the zone. I believe tired of having no home. I believe never struggling. I believe please sing the song. I have a dream like Martin Luther King, with a golden key to the doors of opportunity where everyone is free. No more poverty, you believe if you see. Success is the thing, and not mere being, where the people are the kings and a voice what we need. The streets is all clean, no violence on the scene, where we safe as can be and police can be seen. I would love a new beat, where we change our community. Much better for you and me, a great city, that's all I see. The spirit lives inside me, downtown is where I be. Bell all is full of heat, summertime the place to be like Old Town, Face Street, Black Ride, Proud Shine. Come together, it's time to ride, you take back this our time. I believe to where we get back. I believe believe where we stand tall. I believe never slip and fall. I believe always hold our own. I believe work in the zone. I believe power to have no home. I believe never struggling. I believe please sing the song. I believe to where we give back. I believe to where we stand tall. I believe never slip and fall. I believe always hold our own. I believe work in the zone. I believe power to have no home. I believe never struggling. I believe please sing the song. I believe. 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 I believe.
Happy holidays from Rich 12. Let's keep it safe and let's take care of one another. Hey, this Rich 12. Come join me as I discuss major topic, local, world events every week right here on Spreaker.
You got something to say?
Wanna be a guest?
You got something to say?
Wanna make a comment?
Do you have something to say?
Or just wanna talk?
Then say.
Right here on the Rich 12
You got
show.
something to say?
Contact me
You got something to
at
say?
rich12tv@gmail.com.
That's right. All right. I had to go ahead and do that brief intermission, but I want to get into it. As you know, here in Detroit, or Dearborn, Michigan, we have the biggest community of Muslims. And like I say, with what happened in San Bernardino, California, my heart goes out to those people who lost their lives and some of the trauma that these people have witnessed. But I want to get into it, man, because this is real serious, man. It's very serious. All Muslim people who really study their teachings and believe in the Holy Quran, they're good people. There's not bad people, bad Muslims. They're not. They're good people, even though they have a culture. They do things in a different way. They do things by their way and by their word that they live. And before, me personally, before anybody could say anything, if you only read one book and that's the Holy Bible, then really you can only just talk about the Holy Bible. But if you have read the Holy Bible and the Holy Quran, those two kind of go together, but in a different way. Okay. I have not read the whole book of the Holy Quran, but I have read parts of it, and it's amazing. It's beautiful. But I'm gonna get to that point to really understand more in the book. But it teaches the same thing as what the Holy Bible teaches. But only in different patterns. But I want to say this though. In Dearborn, about a week ago, just right after the Thanksgiving holiday, these people had a rally. Okay, peace, love, and righteous tolerance. Okay, that was the form of the speeches of the Muslim protesters, aiming to undo the work of terrorists. For those who read who's deep in the Muslim culture, who read the Quran, who really speak the language, you know, they're more. I look at they more holier than the Christians. That's what I see. That's what I look at. But they held a rally, and pretty much, ISIS uses ISIS really take in the Muslim Muslim religion, but twist it and put the poison in it, and that's why you got these people want to join the jihadis and everything else, and it's like, come on, man, just because you speak the language and then you want to flip it. It's like, a Christian person go to church, they listen to the word or read the word, and then later they want to go out and pop their booty and then, oh yeah, I got gotta sell drugs to eat and shit like that, and terrorize everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta say this. This country, America, was founded to practice different religion. Michigan was the first. Well, I ain't gonna say the first country, but it was the country to accept any religion culture here than any other state. That's why we have a big population of different religions, cultures, and races here. We have more churches, mosques, synagogues. We have more places of worship that these different cultures go to. Okay. But I want to read a little bit. I was in a Detroit article, and this how it goes down. While thousands shop Black Friday just a half away from Fairlane Town Center Mall, 100 demonstrators stood in the rain outside the Dearborn Henry Ford Continental Library to protest Muslim terrorism overseas, calling themselves Dearborn Muslim Against Terrorism. The leaders of the event focused their opposition on the militant ISIS forces waging civil war in Syria and Iraq. One was saying, if you want to know about ISIS, they have no God, no faith, no morality. They are savages. One of them is an automotive engineer manager led chants of, what do we want ISIS out? When do we want it? They want it out now. At the time when an anti-Muslim attitude are said to be running high in Europe, and when some Republican candidates for presidents of the United States has called for an increased security against Muslims and even a registry of Muslims living here. Protest leaders said it was urgent that Southeast Michigan Muslims show their opposition to terrorism or to terror in the name of Islam. Members of the most Muslim around the world want peace, and they said that anti-Islamic feelings, what they would call Islamic phobia, has been